Not too long ago, Zoombinis enjoyed the good life. Though they all looked slightly different eyes, noses, hair, feet, such differences meant nothing to the Zoombinis. And so they lived happily on Zoombini Isle, making small, useful products which were prized the world over. The Zoombinis had a sense of fulfillment and inner peace, not to mention healthy bank accounts. Then one day, who should show up but the bloats? The bloats offered to help the Zoombinis grow their businesses, expand their trade routes, and improve their quality of life. Being trusting sorts, the Zoombinis agreed. But before long, the bloats had taken over everything, stealing profits, canceling holidays, piling on work. The Zoombinis were getting pretty stressed out. Well, you can push them only so far before they take matters into their own hands, so to speak. So they decided to escape and build a new home in a distant land.
Man, I really did not pick up on the political commentary of this game so many years ago. Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Zoombinis 1, The Logical Journey? I think that's what the tag used to be. I played this game when I was a kid. I played this game extensively as a kid. I don't know entirely where I found it. I don't know if it was my parents bought it for me, or if it was one of those that I specifically played it at like a computer lab. No, I definitely played it at the computer lab after I had already owned the game and played it extensively. But effectively, it's a logic puzzle game using a lot of different mechanics, but so much of it has to do based on their characteristics. So, you know, certain characters match with other characters, or it requires certain character traits to open a door or do a thing. It's a little weird, and it's been almost 20 years since I last played this game, so I don't remember a lot of the details of it. I remember an amount, but so they'd actually gone back and remade this game as a they remastered it. Maybe they remade the whole thing. I have no idea, because it used to be like a Windows 98 2000 game, and this obviously does not look like it used to. These are really pretty hand-painted environments. Anyway, I'm going to be Carl. Look, I'm going to send myself back to my childhood, back before Wanderbot was even a thing that I even knew was going to be a thing. Okay, so before we get into this too much, I should specifically thank my Patreon, one of my Patreon members, for specifically suggesting this game, because he heard me talking about it and how, you know, it had really affected my childhood when I was younger. It also happens to be my good friend, my good buddy Retromation, who was like, "Oh, hey Wander, play Zoombinis," and I was like, "Sure, why not?" So he specifically sponsored this video, and let's start making some characters. So we have to fill out a whole boat of characters using these, and we have to transport X number of Zoombinis to the end to complete the game. You have to do multiple journeys, and every time you do, it gets a little harder. You know, it unlocks higher difficulty modes on the puzzles, and also, it will... Oops. Well, alright. Well, that's interesting. So that actually just randomly generates a whole lineup. Sure, we might as well. So, one of the main, things that I used to do when I was younger is I'd actually cheese it. That if you give all of your characters the exact same traits with minor variations, you can actually cheese like half of the puzzles in this game. Because it's like, yeah, match all these characters together. Notice how these three you know, these ones all have green noses, you can just clump them together in an area. But if every single character has green noses, then you just put them all in the same area, and then you can just progress. I'm not going to do that, though. Let's see. So, journey begins here. Select traits to create 16 Zoombinis. Remember, each Zoombini in this crew must be unique. Yeah, so you can't have them identical, but say every single one of these characters could have the same hair and the same feet, and then maybe you mix and match the eyes or the nose colors, or, you know, just these 3, and then 5 of this, like, you know, just the alternate nose colors, then switch the eye, alternate nose colors again. You really can just absolutely break the game. I'm not going to do that, though, because, you know, I'm older, I can figure this out, maybe, I hope. Boy, this music is sending me. Yeah, they didn't remaster the music that well.
Tossed about by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
But I love these hand-painted environments. It works really well, and the redone character art looks really nice. I like the little loading screens, too. Okay. I don't remember how to do this one. Feeling stuck. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, brave adventurer. All you've got, you have all the information you need to complete this challenge and get your Zoombinis through. Take your time, look for patterns. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If a few of our little blue friends are left behind, they'll be waiting at Zoombini Isle to try again. Yeah, so we don't actually lose anybody. Oh, right. This guy doesn't like... There are 2 faces here. And he does not like... each of them have traits that they do not like. So one of these traits is somehow a problem for them. So I'm going to... just put this guy through. It's the glasses. Okay. Uh-oh. It's not just the glasses. Because, yeah, Well, at least we know these characters can go through here. Okay, so do we have anybody that shares a lot of commonalities between these? Because I'm seeing ponytails, wheels, blue nose here. Unless he's allergic to those eyes, we're good. Alright, what about this one? No. Okay. So, he's allergic to this kind of hat. So by process of elimination, we have to send every single one of these behatted characters through here. So far, so good. And using that, we can kind of eliminate everybody else. I think these guys might only just... they might only care about hair. At least at the moment. Maybe they just only care about hair, period. I guess let's just test it. Let's send this guy through top. I'm betting this guy does not like flat tops either. No. Really? So this guy only likes hats. Weird. Oh, we don't know about that type. Okay, we might lose one here. There's one more hair type that I haven't tested. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna try it up top. The bottom guy seems to be really restrictive for a lot of reasons. He's not reacting. Okay, we're good.
You've done quite well.
Alright, onwards. But yeah, just really basic logic puzzles, figuring out, you know, what is the thing being eliminated. This is part of the reason
guards have their rules, so do proceed with skill. Zoombini's one guard won't allow, the other guard surely will.
Yeah, so there's a lot of process of elimination stuff. Admittedly, it's kind of weird. It feels like a lot of the process of...
Again. Must be a big clan of them out there.
Okay, can't talk with any of them. So we've got 4 different slots and we have to figure out what they're rejecting. I'm not sure who... Oh, it's the pathways. Kind of. I don't know if I have any limitations here. So I'm just gonna try this guy here. Nope.
I can't let you in.
Yeah, and it doesn't tell me. I love the sound effects and the voice acting in this game. I loved it as a kid, but I especially love it now. Alright, so far so good. So we gotta figure out what they don't like. So let's find somebody else with wheel feet. So far so good.
Step in.
Okay.
You'll do.
So it looks like we might be limited in... Nope.
Nice try.
Okay. So I'm not... I thought it was going to be wheel feet, but it's not.
Kinda slow, ain't you? Proceed.
Okay. So it's wheel feet, but they have an exception that I'm not necessarily seeing.
Okay, by me.
Nope.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so he goes here. So that... No.
Sorry, pal.
Interesting. Does he go up here?
Sure. One of the chosen few.
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore.
Okay. Proceed.
Now, I know the early levels in this game are pretty easy. Nope. Okay.
Nice try.
Yeah, so I can check them. I'm not getting this one. It seems like it's somewhat based on eye, because I see a bunch of noses. I see a flat top. And I see... Oh, I don't see a single green nose here. Yeah, there's no green noses here. So it's either the eyes or the noses.
Many try, few succeed.
Boy, I'm remembering all of these lines. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they remastered the music as much because it's got a bit of a tin to it, but this feels a little bit better. Okay. Well, what about you?
Sorry.
The nice part is you know that there's 2 guardians for each zone. So each of these has a preference. It's probably each of these have like...
Certainly.
Each of these has something that they would reject. Or deny. Or accept.
Proceed.
Okay, so he does not like...
Try the other side.
He does not like red noses. He is a green nose guy.
Go on.
So far, so good.
Proceed.
You'll do.
So I think once again, it's green noses have to go over here. Everybody else goes over here. And that's the only trait being
Kinda
selected
slow,
for.
ain't you? Certainly.
You got.
Hey, don't forget to write.
And so our brave travelers continue on through this dusty wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous, one very hungry pizza troll.
This is the one that I remember the best.
You're not fleas. Huh. Whatever you are, make me a pizza.
I will... You might hear me say that every once in a while, that make me a pizza. Okay, so we have to figure out what this guy likes. Okay. So he wants more. I'm just gonna try those. Technically, you're supposed to do them one by one.
Something on that I don't like.
Yeah, so we have two different chances. Once these fill up, we're in trouble. So he does not like one of these two. I mean, the real trick is to add them one by one, but that doesn't work so hot, especially once this gets harder, because you actually end up with 3 of these guys. I'm just gonna do whatever. Right now it's easy, so I don't need to try as hard.
More toppings.
Okay, so he likes that one. Sort of. I'm just gonna keep adding.
More toppings.
Okay, so now we just have to figure out what he didn't like. I should have just picked one of these two. Gosh, let's just assume this. It's gonna be one of them. I guess the real trick would have been to figure out what he doesn't like.
Oh, my pizza.
There we go. Man, whoever made this game was having a good time.
Done.
I love this game. Years later, I'm not sure if I go out of my way to do like a series on it or something like that, but it's just like every single aspect of this is just so loving. And maybe so much of that is just me being suffused with nostalgia, but at the same time it's just like, oh, I remember all of this stuff and it's so good.
Hold on. What's this? A campsite with hot soup all ready to eat? Looks like a fine place for Zoombinis to relax. But when they're ready to move on, they'll need a group of 16 along the path.
So the way this works specifically is that after this point, any Zoombinis that get eliminated, they go back here, and I can pull them out at regular intervals. But I have to have 16 Zoombinis to continue or more. Well, no, only 16. So that means I'll have to come back for them with like a future expedition. I'm not entirely sure how to do it. You know, either have people eliminated on the way or I just stack people away. I don't know. Either way, let's go up. I remember up being the harder one, at least for me as a kid. I think it's because the lower one let me cheese it more. Whereas I know this raft was like one of the first places where you could really eliminate.
In common with their neighbor to sit on Captain Cajun's ferry.
But yeah, this one and the next one I remember being, I believe, the places where you could actually start losing people. So we're gonna have to be kind of careful.
Welcome to the boat. Now hurry yourselves up and find your seat.
Okay. So, I think I can...
Fine, sit wherever you want to. I don't really care.
And I can take them off. Cool. Because that was my biggest issue. Let's grab the flat tops.
There you go. You got it.
Okay. I might have to do some switching, but it should be fine. What else do we have? Because we've got a ton of these hats, so that's good. I'm trying to eliminate down to the last couple. Let's see. If I do her, then them.
Ah, sure.
Okay. This rollerblader is a bit of a concern. Matches this one, and she's got a green nose. I just have to figure out... 1,
There you go. You got it.
2... Yeah, we're good. Green noses. Perfect.
There you go. You got it.
And done. Maybe this was one of the easier paths. Maybe I did take the right one. I don't remember.
Flower, and lily
No, I think I did take the easier
pad
one.
shape too may be the keys that get them through.
Yeah, I think I might have accidentally taken the easier path. This one's weird. I don't remember necessarily how this one works. I think this one actually has nothing to do. Yeah, this one has nothing to do with the traits of my Zoombinis. It's purely just a pathing puzzle. You know, figure out which one of these will get them to the end. Which is mostly fine. I like that frog animation. Oh, right. Okay, so the yellow one will take you across. So there's a couple of different patterns here to pay attention to. Which is specifically, the yellow one here will take us across no problem. Easy peasy. Whereas, you might have to look for the lily pad shape as well. So we've got a very firm clover path here. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Do we? Yeah, it's all 4-leaf. Okay. I'm just gonna try it. There we go. And so I can actually have multiple of these going at a time. There we go. Because yeah, as long as there is a path that I can take, I will take it. I don't know if there's any bonkage that I have to worry about. You know, if they ever run into each other at all. Okay, what was the start of that one? Is it this one? No, it was this one. At this point, I'm just messing around to see if everything will take it. Because this guy will go here, and then up, over, down. Perfect. I think the main reason why this is important is later on, I believe some of the lily pads actually, like, break. Oh, no, the frog leaves. That's what it is. I have a limited number of these that I can do. Because I've lost my yellow frog at this moment. So you can use them maybe like 2 or 3 times and then they're gone for good. So I just have to find all of the patterns. So I think we've got a good 3-leaf section here. I really wish I could actually mark some of these purely from the perspective of like remembering where the start was. Because once I've identified a good start point, then I'm good. And this was the start point for this one. Right? Yeah. I don't think there's any places where I can use the dark blue or red, because there's no starting point for that one. Luckily, I only have a couple more Zoombinis that I even have to get through. Alright. Yeah, nothing on pink. The next one would be this flower shape. Actually, a little easier. There we go. Let's see, what else do we want? X? Do we have an X path? Yes, we do. Start at the bottom, yeah? Yep. Right, there we go. What else do we have? Do we have these? Yes. Just go down over here. Okay. So this one has to be here. And then X's go off the bottom. I don't actually know if they can bonk. is the one consideration. Let me see. And we determined the little flower shape was good too, yeah? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, the flower shape was easy. I just gotta make sure I put it on the right one, otherwise I'm gonna be real sad. I think I'm good. Okay. And once again, this was here. We've lost the X-shape one. Oh, we still have a 3-leaf. Which I have now forgotten the path that it took. Is it this one? Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was this one. I just gotta remember. Yep. Because the upper one is no good. Okay, I think this is our last Zoombini, so we don't have to worry too much. Perfect. Yeah, no, I guess I unintentionally took us the easier way, as opposed to the harder way. Alright, works for me. It'll get us there faster. We should at least be able to get to the end in this video. Which would be nice. I don't know. Such a weird, cute game. Obviously, not exactly the kind of game that I would target at adults at this point.
Zoombinis will get a rise out of these stone hexes if they can make the right connections.
But, like, very much, if I ever decide to make some lists of games specifically good for kids, this one's gonna be, like, top of the list. Okay. I don't fully know. Okay, I've got 2 one-eyed characters. Where's the other one? There they are. Do I have any other one-eyed characters? I don't think so. And then noses. Well, I think what I should care about... Yes. I can pick them up and move them. Oh, no, it's not one eye. It's just their eyes have to match. Well, putting the one-eyed characters there. So what I should do... What I should go out of my way to do is actually find some characters that would be hard to categorize because of one issue or another. I'm suddenly concerned. No! I'm not putting him there. There we go. But yeah, categorize some characters that have weird limitations that might not match. So for example, the rollerbladers, a little harder. Admittedly, I just used one. She's also got a red nose, but what she does have is identical hair to another character. Okay. Then yellow noses. I don't know. I tend to try and sort for the rarest traits. Now, I might have to switch some people out here. Because we need a pair with identical eyes and a pair with identical hair. Well, these have identical hair. These do not have identical eyes. So, in that case... Oh. This works out. Nope, doesn't. Okay. So we need somebody that matches her hair. Or matches hair in general that I can... Oh. If I do these two together, then these two have identical noses. And we're good.
Zoombinis! Hip hip Zoombini!
I remember every single one of these, but I don't know, there's something magic about it. Whoever they got to do the voice acting for this absolutely must have just had a blast doing it. Or they hated every moment of it and just put their all in anyway because they're a consummate professional. It could be either. I don't actually know. You guys can't see it, but I'm bobbing whenever there's a loading screen. It's required, I think.
Amazing indeed! Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come!
I think when I was younger, I actually thought he was a bad guy because of that. I also, like, as a kid, really wanted to camp in a place like this where you had, like, your own tree cubby or something, and I had never noticed the giant meat over the open fire. Oh well. It's so nostalgic. I'm sure only, like, a handful of people are gonna be like,
these gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
Like, I'm sure some of you guys grew up with this game like I did and are just like, whoa, Zoombinis. Okay. This could be a problem. We'll see. Wait, what? I don't remember this one. Okay, so this is not a red nose. Oh. Oh, I got it. Okay. So we did... Yeah, there we go. I was counting the spaces. Is that a green nose? There we go. That's the last of the green noses. So blue nose is last, so we can just count that one back. There we go. Followed by yellow noses. Followed by pink noses.
You
Alright, we're good.
did it! You saved them all!
I love how intense this lion is. Like, he does not want us to go through. Well, I mean, I guess now he does, but it's just like... They could not have picked a more judgmental expression for that lion if they had tried.
Use the crystal filters to change the Zoombini's reflection. It will give them crystal slamming protection.
This sounds dangerous. Okay, so... So... Wait. Are we looking for the character that matches or the character that is opposite? Or do we just have to break the crystal once? Or does it cycle? I legitimately do not remember. Or do we only have to get a couple of people through? Well, I know we have this character. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we just have to find the characters that we have. And then go from there. Let me see. Who do we have? This guy. There we go. Okay. Easy enough. You said that. Alright, still somebody from this group is represented here. It's this guy. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure if these would switch around to match like the new set. There we go. Yeah, so now we can do just process of elimination, get the match, make sure it's perfect, and keep rolling. I am still actually astounded at how good they made this game look. I mean, obviously it's not a whole lot of effort, but at the same time it's one of those that they absolutely could have just done like a trash job, just scaled up the pixel art and then done nothing. But no, they went through and like repainted everything, redid a lot of the sound effects and stuff so it'd sound better. Let's see. And the music and the voice acting. I'm sure they still probably could find some of the files somewhere. Okay. Pretty sure, no, yes, it is her. I gotta make sure they line up perfectly. Okay, who else do we have? Her, I think. There we go. I probably shouldn't be so hasty. But, I don't know. I guess it's a hasty day. I'm trying to go relatively quick. I don't want to spend forever on this one. But yeah, they match. I think specifically on the higher difficulties, they get rid of your own reflection or something, or the reflection isn't complete. That they don't show everything. I forget. I know the later levels involve a little bit more guesswork. Maybe? Or maybe it felt like guesswork because my logic skills weren't good enough to, like, really know. Okay. This guy. There we go. Okay. Her on the rollerblades. I'll have to... I think after this I'm gonna have to look up what these were like when they were harder. Because I remember not getting... not that far. I got all the way up to the maximum difficulty, but that's where I stalled. Because I was starting to lose Zoombinis left and right on every puzzle, and it was making things a lot more onerous. There we go. Now we just have to find the last one. And we're good. Perfect. So far, so great. Alright, I think we have one more puzzle and then we're done. There's all of them, right? Yeah. You can also leave early at any moment, but that's just dark. Yeah, we're just gonna leave you behind.
Search first for traps. So easy to miss. To get Zoombinis across Bubble Wonder Abyss.
I miss this music. I don't think I'd listen to it that actively, but I do miss it. Okay, so this is just a basic pathing puzzle. The main thing is that we have to figure out which one of these is safe. So if we're using a green nose, by the way, we have to send him up this way. Because that'll go over, down, and around. Nice part about puzzle games like this is that largely the gameplay holds up. That the biggest issue with most puzzle games is just coming off as generic. You know, say playing BioShock nowadays. Pipe Dream as a puzzle has kind of run its course. And I have to send every green nose up this way. And then we have to care a little bit more about what's going on here. Because we don't want to send anybody into the void. Because only green noses can use this path, otherwise you just end up into the void. No more green noses here. So, this goes up, and then this switches. So we have to make sure we don't send somebody with this hairdo for this one. And nobody with this hairdo for this one. So the easiest option is to start with these guys. Okay, so now that's switched. So let's just alternate between these two hairstyles for the time being until we've eliminated everybody, and then it just won't matter. This hairstyle is a little overrepresented. I mean, it's easy enough. I was considering going with the cheese option of specifically, you know, just having almost all of my guys be identical. But I'm glad to see that playing on the easiest difficulty, you can just have a hodgepodge, and it is actually still quite easy. I mean, I should have known it was going to be exactly like that. Okay. There we go. Make sure it's switched. And then these two, it just doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want with them. Unless one of them has a surprise green nose, and then I'm in trouble. As far as I know, all of them have the right nose color. There we go. I think once when I was a kid, I made the mistake of leaving while one of the characters was floating to safety. I'm just like, wait a second, no! It was too late.
Whoa, my! You've done exceptionally well. Carry on, carry on!
Onwards we go. And now, we have Zoombiniville.
Could this be the place they'd been seeking? A place of hope and prosperity? Zoombiniville!
I love it. I absolutely love that man's energy. I hope to someday have that level of energy. I mean, I guess I could work towards it. Just be absolutely animated in all things. This schoolhouse salutes the Zoombinis who did not lag in Lion's Lair, solved the secrets of the mirror machine, and flew above Bubble Wonder Abyss, when the traveling was not so easy. Yeah, so there's 4 different difficulties in this. Let's see. Yeah, so the difficulties are not so easy, oh so hard, very, very hard. And I don't even know, necessarily, what those later difficulties are, because I forget. Oh, right, there's even other areas that you can, like, look at. You can rotate this around. You can kind of see. So we have a windmill, who calmed Captain Cajun, rode the tattooed toads, and knew how to network. And we also have the clock tower. Nice. Yeah, so the more you complete, the more of this town gets built up, and eventually you have kind of this little mini metropolis, and you can see all of your Zoombinis around. Oh, I forgot they all had their own names. I wonder if I could have renamed them. Boy, that'd be interesting. That would have been a good opportunity to use Patreon names. Oh well. For now, though, this is a lot of fun. It was a nice venture back into my childhood, for a brief second, and also just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say like a nice little exercise in logic, because, like I said, it holds up. Puzzles like these, yeah, they're simple, especially once you know the trick for them, but at the same time, it's like, it's still good. And like, I could have played the original version, you know, the one that I played on Windows 98, and it would have been fine, but like, visually, this remake looks nice.
Yes,
it's a
very nice, isn't it? But don't you have a job to do? Zoombinis to free?
Oh, there we go. So we can also do practice if we want to try some of the harder difficulties. Oh boy. Yeah, let me just dive into this one. Yeah, look how nuts this gets. I don't even know what half of these do. Oh shit. I I don't know what the red is. And yeah, just like, good luck figuring out the routing on this one. You easily could do it, but I'm noticing like this one, for example, has an almost guaranteed death pit. Or maybe you can only have people go through, I'm also noticing the arrow color changes. Huh. I don't even know what those sparkles do or like any of this stuff. There's even another entry point on the other side. Like this gets nonsensically more complicated. There's a reason why I never beat this as a kid. And even nowadays, playing this would take some serious effort to hundo the game on all difficulties. I could probably do it, but I don't know if I'd be able to get perfect runs. I don't know. Either way, I should mention that this has been on Steam for quite some time, actually. I bought it years ago. Mostly, 2015. That wasn't so bad. I thought it came out earlier, but yeah, I bought it specifically to try and get my mother to play it. She doesn't play a whole lot of video games, but she loved the Zoombini games. I'm just gonna figure out what happens if I do this. Where do you end up? I mean, into the void, yes. But what is the... What does the yellow arrow mean? What does any of this mean? I have no idea. Oh well, either way. Yeah, so the remake came out years and years ago, and it's like a $10 game. It's not particularly complicated. Well, no, it is particularly complicated once you get to a higher difficulty. But it's not particularly expensive, which I appreciate. And like, truly, this is the kind of game that I would say, like, if you got a kid, this would probably be worth picking up once they can grasp a lot of basic logic puzzles. You don't have to do the harder stuff, but it's cute enough and fun enough that it's still pretty good. And for me, I just really appreciate trying it out. There's also a couple other levels that we haven't even seen. So we've got this one with the fleens, where you're supposed to kind of... I forget how to do this one. But the fleens are kind of these, like, weird, badass alt versions of your own characters. And I don't entirely remember how it works. Because I think you're supposed to match them. You know, figure out what their hairdo is. And then defeat them accordingly. So, like, it might be this character? I legitimately do not know. I don't know. Either way, I'm sure I get it after a couple of rounds. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did take the easier path. Because this was the harder one. Because I don't remember how to do this one. I really do not remember how to do this one. This one was harder until it got... I don't know. I don't remember. Either way. Lovely game, and I'm so glad I got to give this a shot years and years and years later. So I guess once again, thank you to Retromation for sponsoring this video. It was a ton of fun to try out, and I appreciate your support as a friend, but also as a Patreon, I guess. This is weird to say. But yeah, shout out to him. And if you guys have not ever seen Retromation, I usually don't do plugs, but I'll plug my friends. He does lovely roguelikes, lots of roguelikes, and a couple other games too. I think currently he's starving on an island somewhere. That's been his main focus. And it's a game I should probably give a shot too, at some point. But for now, if you guys want to sponsor videos like these yourselves, head on over to my Patreon and check it out. There are two different tiers. One for just voting on what games that I focus on and play, and another for actually getting me to specifically play a game just like this. And there's a bunch of other things too, and it really helps support the channel and lets me, you know, work on more interesting things as a result. Instead of just being like, alright, what's the latest hit that I can churn out views for? I mean, it's not quite that. It's something I should talk about. But with all of that said, if you guys like this video as well, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad, new, old, interesting, and random games, hit subscribe, because there is truly an infinite number of them that I will never be able to finish, let alone even try, but I'm trying anyway. So with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I really wish this map had sweet music, but alas.